Hey, you want to know a secret about common GRE words? Hi, I'm Chris of Target Test Prep, and today we're going to dive into a word of the day that perfectly exemplifies the secret that I'm talking about. That word is prosaic. So what's the secret? Words that have a meaning that's actually opposite from what you would think if you just heard the word. Why is that the case with prosaic? I mean, could prosaic mean, pro has got to be something really good, right? Or I know, prosaic mosaic. And mosaics are super cool and super creative and colorful, so it's got to be something like that. You probably see where I'm going with this, right? It's anything but. Something that's prosaic is very boring and unimaginative. And it usually talks about a creative product where someone really didn't put much thought into it and they were being pretty generic. Let me give you an example sentence. Despite the restaurant's fancy sounding name and elaborate decor, the food was surprisingly prosaic. It was no different than your corner bistro, except with fancy sounding names for French dishes. Or here's an even more GRE sounding one. The critic argued that while the artist's work challenged conventional notions of aesthetics, it nonetheless rarely elevated itself above the prosaic art found in hotel lobbies. So you can see in both cases, food and art, we're taking a creative product and we're making it really just the opposite of a mosaic. We're making it really boring and lacking of any imagination. And one final piece of info that I think is really interesting is the idea that this word actually comes from prose, as in written prose, prosaic, which is also mind-blowing because this doesn't have really anything to do with prose. Who is to say prose is boring? I mean, there are so many creative works of literature out there. I mean, have you ever read something like James Joyce? And there are other works that are basically poetry as prose. But with this word, again, there are so many head fakes. It's not pro, it's not a positive, it's not related to mosaic, and it comes from prose, but it's not as exciting as prose can be, or poetry for that matter. It's simply something that's very boring and dull. I know, pretty mind-blowing, but hopefully this explanation of prosaic was anything but. Now, if you want to check out similar videos on Word of the Days from Target Test Prep, please do not forget to click below on the subscribe button. And I will see you next time.